Hi there, today in this session we will discuss about working structure of Git. Basically Git allows user to track code changes and manage their project using simple commands. But there is always a flow diagram in how exactly it works behind the picture we need to understand. So these are the steps we need to take care of while working with the Git repository. First we create a repository with a Git hosting tool. I will be using a GitHub as a Git repository or a Git hosting tool. Then I can copy or clone the repository to our local machine if my repository is already there and I want it to work in the same project. We'll make certain changes to my local repository and commit the changes, push the changes back to my specific branch or a master branch. Then we can make a change to our file with a hosting tool and commit at the same time over the browser itself, and whosoever as a team working with the project can pull the changes to our local machine and create a branch, make a change and commit the change. So let's try to understand the working procedure of Git and then we'll start with the project. So this is how the working procedure of Git works. So there is a working directory. As I have told you, Git is a distributed version control system where you have two directories or repositories to manage. One is a working directory that resides in your local machine and another one is a remote repository that will be to the hosting tool or a provider. In my case, it will be GitHub. So whenever I do any changes or implementations like modifying files, adding new files or tracking any changes, I need to add those changes to the staging area with the help of the git command. So basically adding files or modified files to the staging environment means they are ready to commit. And once the commit will be done, only we can add the content or changes to the remote repository. So the moment we have done with the adding of content to the staging area, we can add multiple content to the staging area, like changing anything, like changing into a particular file, adding any new module to the project and so on. We can then commit the changes with the help of the commit command, that is a snapshot of files from the staging area saved in the commit history. Similarly, we can stage multiple content to the staging area from the working directory. We can have multiple commits to the committed files where will be the snapshot of the files from the staging area. The moment I will make a push command, git push command, whatever commits are pending to the committed files that are not committed to the remote repository, there will be always a track of it. I will show you with the help of the command. Then the changes will be pushed to the remote repository. So whosoever will clone this remote repository can access the entire project and the changes happen to it. The moment someone wants to fetch the changes, he or she wants to do the fetch command to get the changes. So we can clone the project or we can fetch the project or the changes. I will help you out with the differences between the fetch command and the clone command also. After that, so the whatever changes to be happen to the remote repository will be taken to the committed files in the working procedure of the local repository, and then the moment we will be going to check out that those changes will be implemented and visible to the working directory. So you will have a replica of remote repository to the working directory, so that in case your central repository is not working or server is slows down, you do not need to struggle it out. You can work on to the working directory, and whenever you will stay connected to your central repository or a central server, you can make changes or commit the changes to the remote repository or pull back the changes that being happened by the other team members to the repository with the help of the fetch or clone command or the pull command itself. That's how the working procedure of Git exactly happens in behind the picture. Let's try to implement them in action. Stay tuned until next time. Thank you.